All right, welcome CBGR agents. We have Nicole with us today. She's going to be going over the Fidelity Agent One app. So I'll hand it over to Nicole, okay?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Nicole and Yvonne, moms in the back. For those of you that are on Zoom, thank you for joining us today. Nicole and Yvonne, Fidelity National Title. We're always here for you. And if you like the information that we provide to you, the tools that we provide, you know how you can pay us back? By writing us in on your contract. So keep us in mind. Write in Nicole and Yvonne, Fidelity National Title, and that's how we know that we're doing a great job for you. So thank you for joining us today. I wanted to share one of the tools that we have, one of our essential tools. So if you're sitting on an open house or you're out showing property with your buyers, do you guys have a way of calculating estimated fees on your phone?
On the phone.
On the phone? Do you guys have a closing cost app on your phone?
No.
No. That's why we're here today, and I'm going to navigate through the app. It is free, so you can download the app for free. And what I did with the flyer, for those of you that are here and those of you that are joining on Zoom, I'll put the link in the chat box. I have provided a QR code. So if you take your phone, open the camera mode, and you put your camera over that QR code, it will allow you to quickly download the app. And then you'll just have to go through the setup process. If you need assistance, I'm more than happy to create the accounts for you as well, and then just send you the login information, okay? So I'm actually on the website, so it works on the desktop as well as a mobile app, okay? And this will allow you to quickly calculate fees, as I said, for your sellers, and then buyers' estimated fees, along with additional items. Yes. Yes.
Right, but
Somebody's talking. Perfect. Okay. So I'm on my dashboard. When you log in from your desktop, you'll see Fidelity Agent One. This is what you will click on. And once you load it, it automatically defaults to buyers. So you want to make sure that you're on the right tab. And most importantly, that you are on the correct county. So when you create your account, you'll want to set it up as Los Angeles County. And you'll want to select Nicole and Yvonne. And the reason for that is it has all of our contact information built into the app. So you can quickly call us, text us, email us through the app, okay? And then make sure that you change the location. So if you have a property that you're looking at that's in San Bernardino County or Riverside County, make sure that you select that desired county. Otherwise, it may not bring in the accurate fees, especially the tax information, okay? So that's number one, make sure you select that. And if you're using it on your phone or your tablet, this will appear at the top of the screen rather than the side, okay? Any questions so far? Okay, and if I go too fast, please let me know. So we're gonna start with buyers. This does allow you the ability to enter a property address. And when you enter that address, it will pull in what the current property taxes are for that property. So let me enter an address just so I can show you how this works with the taxes incorporated. So I just went to property on Caravan for Arcadia Board. And this was one of the properties, Hillcrest in Monrovia. So now it brought in the estimated taxes that are currently being paid. You click on done. You can select the loan type for your buyer. Gives you all these different options. And then you can enter the home price, which I didn't write down. So I'm just going to say 1.1. Down payment, you can select this, let's say 20% down, and then it automatically brings the estimated interest rate. So every time you open the app, this will update. You'll see that it, kind of turns, and that's basically updating. So if there's been any changes with the interest rate, then it should be roughly what the interest rate is currently, okay? Obviously, it depends on your buyer and what they qualify for, right? Then you can change the terms. If there's miscellaneous costs that you want to enter, you can click on this little wheel here and it will allow you to add additional closing costs or even remove them, deduct them. Then, as I said, it populates your hazard insurance and the taxes, depending on the location, okay? If there's an HOA, you have the ability to add that in. You can select monthly or annually. And then if there's additional city transfer tax, you probably don't know, so you can click on that little drop down, this little arrow here, and it'll show these cities here within Los Angeles have an additional transfer tax that they charge on top of the normal 1.1, okay? So if this property fell in one of these areas, yes, Alex?
Excuse me, Culver City, it doesn't belong to Los Angeles?
It does, but they have an additional
So
city
it's
transfer
Culver City,
tax.
4.5, and then Los Angeles, 4. Dang.
And then, just to get off topic for a moment, you guys heard about the two bills, the two measures that passed in Santa Monica and the city of LA for all real estate transactions that are 5 million and up. There's additional fees that are going to be incurred. Okay, so yeah.
If it's not listed, that means it doesn't have additional taxes,
Correct. So if that city is not listed, then it would not have the additional taxes.
and that gets updated as well?
Yes, and they updated the tax information for those two areas that we just discussed, the measure, is it GS and measure ULA, I believe. Those are the two. Measure GS is the one for Santa Monica. That's already in place, March 1st. LA, city of LA is April 1st.
One last question. On your previous page, you were putting in interest rate and loan terms.
Yes,
Is that for payment wise for the borrower?
this is going to be for payment wise for the buyer, the borrower. Yes.
So does that does this app have any PMI factoring?
It will have all of that. So once, yes,
Sorry.
no, don't be sorry.
Regarding ADU and junior ADU, if someone does either one of those, how long does it take for the tax to go up?
So the assessor has to go in and reassess, and I actually had this call yesterday. A client built an ADU on his property and he's trying to get a loan, but the information is not being shown yet. They're still waiting for the certificate of occupancy. And I said, it could take 6 months to a year. It depends on the county, right, Mom? So once that information is updated, and remember, they update the taxes July 1st of every year. That's when the new tax roll goes out. If you have anything to say, go ahead. Okay. So July 1st is usually when they go back and make any changes and then update the records for the taxes. Yes, Scott.
Back to the two bills, you say 5 million and up. Is that only residential or anything in?
All real
transaction.
estate, all real estate transactions,
Yeah.
5 million. So it starts at 5 million.
Yeah.
Then there's another tranche at 10 million where it's an additional. Yeah, so I'm just letting you know.
5%, and then after that,
Yeah.
another thing.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, if you're involved in transactions that are 5 million and up in those two cities, be aware that there's an additional
City, not the county.
city and,
Yes, and
yep. So your regular transfer tax that they pay on top of what Santa Monica is gonna charge and then city of LA. Yeah,
So there's three,
for election.
potentially.
Potentially, yeah. And do you know what that money's going towards?
Homeless.
Yes. Yes.
Which is that's what result, not a result.
It's a good time to get a job on it.
Yeah, so,
I wanna be homeless.
No wonder why they don't wanna move out on the streets.
Well, if you're gonna be homeless, where would you live? Santa Monica. Santa Monica.
and that's where a
Summer
lot of,
City.
yeah, the beach and,
Bandit.
yeah, Venice, definitely. So I just wanted to show, you know, if your property falls in one of these areas, make sure that you select that drop down and just make sure, especially Pomona, because I know
Yeah.
we're close to Pomona here. Or if you're looking at properties, as I said, Redondo, this way you're not missing out on that additional transfer tax. And then we have it defaulted for our Fidelity escrow, but you do have the ability to go in and manually add your calculation. We've reached out to a lot of the escrows here in the area, but I think because of the sensitivity and the fact that they don't want to share their fees because of competition, which we understand, we just have it defaulted on our end to Fidelity. But again, you can go in and manually add this. So you can reach out to your favorite escrow and ask them what their base amount is and what they charge per thousand. And then you can add that in for your calculations.
But otherwise you can use yours. as a-
Otherwise, you can use ours as an example
You can-
as a
you
base.
can vary this one right here.
Right, right. And remember, these are estimates. You know, could go higher, could go lower. This is on all the fees and I'll show you. Yes, Huss?
Yeah, Nicole, you mentioned Pomona. Why do you mention Pomona?
It's in the list.
Because that's on the list. There's an additional
Oh,
city
I see.
transfer tax. So that is right here, 2.2.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that, okay.
Yeah. So if this property was in Pomona, we would select that. In this case, it's Monrovia, so it's just the regular.
If
Yeah.
you do not select an escrow company, it will select yours by default and calculate it by that, or you still have to select your escrow.
So actually, when you're creating your account, it's gonna ask you who your escrow is at that point, so you can select from the list there when you're initially creating your account. And then if you want to change it, then when you come in here the first time, then you can go in and manually add your favorite escrow and save it. And that would be saved for all of your future. So just for the initial setup, you'll go in and select, you know, Fidelity, and then you can change it. Because I don't think, the only one that's in there, I think, is Contempo.
And they have fees.
Contempo added their fees.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there's only two currently that have fees.
for escrow,
Yes.
there's a whole list of other escrow companies, but other independents. But as far as here in the area, you know, only Contempo said,
So
yeah.
if it's on the list, it'll calculate fees.
Mhm.
Okay, got it.
Then you'll select your closing date. So let's say it's a month out. And then we click on compute. And really, once you get into the app, you'll see how quickly it allows you to calculate within 30 seconds. It's just, I'm going through line by line. Okay. So this again pulls in the estimated taxes currently, and then this is the future estimated tax amount. 13,431 based on the 1.1. Okay. You click on done. And then you click on compute. And this is how quickly it calculates those fees for you. So here's your monthly payment, PMI,
Well, that's principal.
PNI, sorry, the PNI. Then you have your taxes and then your insurance.
Can you do an example if, let's say, for instance, 5% down and see what the PMI would come out?
Yes. So let's change this.
What rate is that?
I'm
What rate is that?
$7,243.
What interest rate is that?
That's at 6.912.
Oh, that's better.
That's with 20% down at 1.1 is the sales price.
There's no PMI because it's 20%.
So you want me to do the 5, right?
5.
So now I'm doing 5.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing 5% down, and I'm gonna compute. So here's your monthly payment now, your PNI, your taxes, your insurance, and your PMI.
We're 5%, I'm not gonna be able to pay.
What's the factor that, can you click on that little icon by PMI?
Yes.
What are they factoring that? Oh, so you can edit it.
So you can edit.
My calculation. What's the factor that they're using? Okay, I see what they're doing.
Didn't they lower the
Okay.
pay, the PMI?
So you can change this, also the credit score, you know. So if the credit score is lower, you know, or higher, then you can adjust that.
Can you just put 600? Just
Of
for
course.
fun? Right there, whatever.
620.
Yeah.
So what's the down payment for that 8,000?
So let's see, compute, and then,
9,000.
so,
Yeah, but keep in mind that if you have a 620, more likely you're not gonna be able to do a 5% down
Can
on
I
that,
put
on that
2%?
loan. On that territory, but it gives you an idea.
gives you an idea. So this here shows your monthly payment on the left side, and then on the right side, what you need to bring to close. Now, if you want to look at the detailed closing costs, you can click here on detailed closing costs. And it'll give you your prepaids, your title fees and escrow fees, your lender fees, and recording fees. Yes, Ruben.
If the lender allows, can you omit prepaids like your impounds?
So if I click here on edit, you can go in and adjust.
And-
Yes, and anything that has a red X next to it, you can either delete or you can change the dollar amount that's associated with that fee.
So you would go, at the very top, you would put 0 at the, well, it'd still be 12 months of, insurance. one
Right.
year,
So you could put 0, you could
the
put,
civil taxes,
you could go in and adjust any of this.
and on the payment as well.
On the, let's see, on the interest, the taxes and the insurance.
Yeah, so you would put 12 months for insurance, because you need to collect at least a
Right.
year.
Right,
And then you press
And then
no taxes.
and then interest is at 15 days,
Yeah,
okay?
and then the payment for it just to be the principal and interest without impounds.
So let's save this for this estimate.
So this will lower their cash to close.
Let me close this.
Monthly obligation of $100.
So here it will adjust.
9,500 plus 6,000 every month.
I know, but I mean, that's the principle was interest on, add insurance,
Principal and interest 68.
everything.
The
Yeah.
the total is like, oh,
What I was trying to do is omit the taxes and the insurance, and pay that annually.
So you want to omit the taxes?
The insurance, if they choose not to impound,
You have to put 20% there.
yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
If you put
20% you have to pay.
let me go back.
Unless you
Okay,
go to
need to refresh.
Chicago Banks, that's different story.
So the
Can you
tax-
let them know what you're trying to achieve, because they can't hear me.
So what we were trying to do was we were trying to omit the, under the detailed, we were trying to omit the prepaid. So we took out the, taxes and then we reduced the insurance from 15 months to 12 months and then the interest to 15 days. So that's what we were doing, since I know you probably can't hear us. And then once you make those changes, it will then reflect and update. Now, I also want to share on the desktop, you see this little icon here? If you're using your phone, if you tilt your phone, if you have that option turned on, here on the desktop, when I click on that, it basically duplicates what you would be doing on your phone. And this shows how your offer price affects your payment. So if you have to go up on your offer price, what your payment will be. If you reduce, what the price, Now you can change the increments. I believe I have it set to 10,000. So if you click, if you click on this little wheel, it will allow you to change those increments. Okay, so I have it defaulted to 10,000.
You're gonna, the difference between 10,000, 5,000, and 1,000.
Right.
No.
And what's great about this is if I click on this little icon, we call this a share icon. If I click on this little icon here, it will then create a nice little flyer that you can show your buyers, or you can email it to them. You can text it to them. So if you're doing it on your phone, it'll allow you to text this to them, because a lot of times you think, okay, I have to offer, 10,000 more, 20,000 more. It's going to increase my payment. You'll see here, it
So-
doesn't really increase it that much.
So agent has the ability to do it on the spot.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait. I know a lot of you like to have escrows prepare this, which is great. But what if it's after hours on the weekend and you're with your client? You can quickly go in and give an estimate, as you saw, within 30 seconds. You can have those estimated fees available for them. Okay. Then I can close this. So I'll click on back. And it'll take us back to the screen here. You can also do a smart compare. So if you wanted to compare the different loan options, you can add or edit. Okay. You can also look at the loan details. So if you have somebody that wants to know, what the 30-year totals are, the amortization schedule, this is all listed here as well. So it's very detailed. And the best part, it's free. So you guys have access to this for free. We just hope that you remember us for your title orders. And then I can click here on share or print to PDF. And if I select this, then there's a whole list of nice little flyers that you can create and customize. And I have it in Spanish right now because I was demonstrating. So you can change the language.
How many languages?
There are
Wow.
all of these here.
Wow.
So I can do Chinese.
Can we do public?
Yeah.
That's terrible. Wow.
So here's
wow,
the
look at that.
Chinese. And if you decide that you want to upgrade for the premium, which we'll dive into, but the premium, I don't know whose
Andrew.
phone. If you decide that you want to upgrade to the premium, it will allow you the ability to personalize it with your photo, with your logo, and all of your information. Okay. It's 99 cents a month.
Really?
Yeah, only 99 cents a month. So
Too much.
I'm going to change it back to English. It's a lot of money, right? You can choose from the templates on the right, and they have the home score, they have a home report, so you can select any of these options on the right side. You also have the ability to edit the color. So if you want a different color, I have it in blue for Coldwell Banker, you can do that as well. And then you have the ability to, again, email this. You can print it off. So if you're going to be going, and we'll go into this, on a listing presentation, and you want to incorporate this in your listing presentation, you can print this off and incorporate that. Yes, Ruben.
You guys can import this into your Moxie presentation, whether it be a buyer or seller too, and then send it digitally too.
Yes.
You can only do those things if you buy the premium, right?
No, this is all free. So we're still on the free version. I haven't even gotten to the premium yet.
Get it.
So from here, the desktop, it only allows you to email, download. So you would download it to your desktop. And as Ruben said, you want to save it in a folder. And if you want to import it into your Moxie, you can. Okay. You can share it on your social media. So for those of you, hopefully you've created social media accounts. It will allow you to share this to your social media as well. Okay. So that's the buyer side. Seller side. Anybody have an address, or you want me to use the same address that we just used?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, same one? Okay,
we don't get confused.
okay, we will do that. We don't want confusion, right?
It doesn't live here.
Okay, so here we go. And we'll use the same taxes. Okay, so when it says loan type, this is the loan that the owner currently has. So you may not have met with them yet. You're going on a listing presentation. So you can request profile. And in the profile, we can pull the current deed of trust. And from that, you should be able to tell if it's a conventional loan or FHA or whatever the loan type is. You can enter the sales price. We'll use 1.1 again. Broker fee, you guys want to get paid the most, right? 6%. So we'll leave it at 6%. If there's any repairs, you can enter those repairs. Maybe the roof or, something that comes up, you can enter that. Other miscellaneous costs you can enter. And then remember, it brought those property taxes in from the home link. Now, the seller's loan balance, if you request the profile from us, or any title company, we hope it's from us, it will show what the current recorded loan was, but we don't know what the actual balance is. That's something that you would have to obtain from the seller once you meet with them. So you could, let's say their current loan balance is 750,000, okay? And I'll keep the interest rate at 6.5. And then with the escrow,
Yeah, and I did it-
here's, you were asking, who are the escrows? If you click on the drop down, these are the escrow people that are in the system. So let's say maybe Contempo. We click update or go back to our Fidelity.
Let's take Fidelity.
So we'll do Fidelity Long Beach. We'll update it. Again, you want to make sure, okay, is this property in an area where there's an additional transfer tax? No, it's in Monrovia. And then we'll keep the closing date at 4/7. You click on compute.
Can I add something?
Yes,
For those agents that are newer to business, your balance is not the payoff, right? So even if the seller looks at his balance on his mortgage statement, that's not gonna be his payoff. Okay, just know that when you're calculating the seller's net.
correct. We won't know the payoff until escrow opens and escrow calls the lender to request demand.
So it's always safe to pad their balance. They might argue with you saying, well, that's not my balance, but just know as a professional that the payoff is gonna be more than their balance. Depending on what their balance is, will determine how much more of their payoff is gonna be.
Is there like a percentage or 1%?
There isn't, it depends on their loan could be a 14% or it could be a 2%. So it's primarily just interest, but they have some garbage fees in there too.
There will be a difference, but not gonna be that much difference.
Depends, if they have a $2 million loan, that's gonna be a $5,000 difference in the payoff. Depending on the closing date, and if they made their payment or not, that's gonna be exactly. So it's all gonna fluctuate. Just let them know that this is an
It's an
estimate
estimate.
based on your balance, but it's not their payoff. Yeah, I've seen sellers argue that, and you have no control over that. We have to wait till the request is come.
So for those of you that are on Zoom, Ruben was just stating, for those of you that may be new that are joining us here on Zoom, just know that the balance that they provide to you, the seller, is not the final amount. Escrow will request a demand once the transaction is in escrow, and that demand will tell escrow as well as title, all of us, what the current loan balance is, and that's the amount that would be paid off through the transaction. So just wanted to let you guys know what we're talking about here in the class.
Thank you.
Because is there a way that you can find the profile, the property profile to see what kind of liens they have on the property, like the Chinese lien, judgment liens, and the loans, the outstanding, is there a way to find out? That
Yes.
Before,
So
before the preliminary title report?
So in our property profile, we will run the property and any liens that show on the property. Mechanics liens, open loans, taxes. If the property taxes are not paid, those will show. The other part is the name search. And so there's a lot of common names. So with the name search, we run a statement of information. And against the name, we would see child support liens, we would see federal tax liens, state tax liens, list pendants. Any of those would be recorded against the name. So we could do, we
You
could
can
run.
do it, but can the agent do it himself?
No, you wouldn't be able to see what's against the name. You could see what's recorded on the property. Yes, we have a website where you can pull this information and we can give you access. And that's another class if you want that we can discuss. So you can pull property profiles online and also on your mobile device. It's also one of our essential apps. We have 3, and that's
That would
the
be-
second
that would
one.
be Nice, yeah.
Mhm.
Then it's easy. You can just go log in and find out preliminary
Yes.
understanding of what the property needs and all the needs that you're talking.
Exactly. And on our desktop version, for those of you that are working with buyers, you can find out what the future estimated taxes will be. We have a future estimated tax report. And I know questions have come up about Mello-Roos. You can go in and look at the tax roll and see if there's Mello-Roos. All of that information is within our profile system.
It's
So yes,
also for how much longer?
it does not show that for the Mello-Roos. That's a phone call. So if you need help, yes.
I just want to add one thing on the name run, the GI run. When she was mentioning all the different things that we can pull off our system. Some of those things we have to get from the courts, okay? But we also need the social security
Right.
number, because there's so many people who have the exact name, okay? And so we would have
Same
to,
social?
and that's why when you do open an escrow, they give you an SI, statement of information. That is part of our search, okay? The name search, the name run, in addition to the property search.
Nicole, question, we're selling the house over there in Monrovia. And the owner has personal issues when you taxes, nothing to do with the property. That they would have been included in the closing cost because it's nothing to do with the house.
What kind of,
So taxes
I don't know,
against their
whatever.
name,
He had- No property.
personal.
I don't know, something like that, but it's nothing to do with the property. That will have to be paid through that?
Yes.
if you're not, they have to clear the name, and they have to
Wow.
clear the property before we can title insurance.
Maybe like child support, stuff like that.
Everything, everything.
Yeah, because I'm insurance,
Yes.
so we need to make sure that everything has been wiped off, is being cleaned up, is being paid, and, yeah.
If I can add,
And that's why that SI is so
So
important
important.
to get in up front and not at the end, because if something shows at the end, and you guys are waiting for it to close right away, it's not gonna close until that thing gets taken care of. And so make sure that your SI forms are sent in right away, up front, in the beginning of the escrow.
No,
Right.
because the personal debt, it has nothing to do.
Yeah.
No, child support.
most,
Support, yeah.
child support for sure. Sellers know what they owe, okay? Most sellers know that they have issues with their taxes, IRS, franchise tax, or whatever. Even if they don't admit, it looks at it right at the time. But for the sake of estimates, you can just you don't have to include that until it arises, but just let them know that this is aside from any, personal liability that they have out there,
My clients felt out his brother in 1970 something. It wasn't, brought him out. And that thing show up. And we got stuck in escrow, we put a program escrow, that was in 19. The city, they haven't even a record of that thing. I don't know how they did it. To clear the thing up, but it was like $20,000 bond fee that she paid.
She paid it?
I guess she put it against the property
The bond.
in 1970 something, imagine that.
That happens.
There was no records on the
That's why
city, there
there's-
was no record nowhere, but it was there, so.
That's why those SIs are so. good.
Yes.
And you can even, you know, check things out before you even go into escrow. If you're working with somebody on a listing or a possible purchase, you know, if you call and say, we have suspicion that there might be something in the record that happened a long time ago that they don't think ever got, you know, taken
Cleared.
care of.
Yeah.
And if you can give her the information and if you get the social security number, you can try and do, a search, you know, but it may not be the same kind of a search as if we had an open order, but, you know, we can see if we can help you out.
Okay,
Some
I
of that.
understand that.
Yeah, because we have different systems
Yeah.
that we can cross-reference through.
Yeah.
Most sellers are not gonna, most sellers,
Right.
most sellers are not gonna give you an SI until you actually, earn their business. and
Right.
get a list of it.
Well,
But
but the buyer, if the buyer really is hot on something and you let them know that they tell you, oh, I have this situation, and they go into it, you say, yeah, give me your name and you.
Maybe even the last four
and then
of
you
the social.
Social at that point, if we can
Right.
find something and then we may need it, then just tell them, you know, we can dig a little deeper. If I have this,
that's if it doesn't show up on the credit report, right? Because they gotta obviously get pre-approved.
well, some things may show on the credit report that we don't have and vice versa.
Sure, Johnson.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
the
say with a
basic
5
problem.
and 4 digit, you can do that?
That's-
Name and the-
So we could run the last four.
With the name and the last 4.
They could and see, it just depends on the name. If it's a very common name, then yeah, we need the whole social because
Right, okay.
there
But
could
if
be.
it's my name, which is not common.
You pull credit, I mean, you put, no?
Not credit, no, we don't go credit, no, but somebody has something on the credit, and you give us the information, we can input it to the different
Different
systems.
system.
Okay, and you could pinpoint it even more with the day's work, right?
Some people
Yeah,
can
so
make
on
it
that statement of information, that's what they ask, their name, their place of employment, marriage,
Living.
living for the last 10 years, birth date, all of that information. You know, they use all of that to determine if it's a direct hit on that individual or not.
And you know, it's in with the escrow instructions when they first go out, and a lot of people, for some reason, pull that out and put it aside and forget it until 2 or 3 days before escrow is to close, and they have a big problem. So it's not the title, it's the people that did not do their,
Due diligence.
So,
and the realtor who didn't collect it, okay?
Sometimes the listing agent.
so Yvonne, your recommendation is when the client, the buyer gets pre-approved, to also run the SI on them as well?
We could probably do it like verbally type thing, where they're not actually filling out the statement of information. If we get a hit, then we might say, well, you know, there's something that's showing up that could belong to Dan, but we need some more definite information. If you want to fill out the statement of information or give us, you know, the last 4 of your social or something like that, we can dig a little deeper
Okay.
up
No.
front.
And they may ask for it. So when you're in escrow, they may ask for the SI on the buyer side, but it's not going to hold up the transaction like it would on the seller.
Right, but what I'm trying to
Well,
get
it
to,
could if getting a loan and they can't get the loan.
Right.
You know, we need
True.
to make sure everybody's clean and cleared, so we can issue that type of assurance.
well, what I'm trying to get to is if you're working with the buyer, is, you know, anticipating any potential problems.
Mhm.
Because if Oscar's my buyer and he has 10% to put down, and then if you're looking for a property in 2 months, you're showing them properties. Then you run his SI when you get into escrow, well, guess what, now he only has 2% down, because he has to pay off something that didn't show up.
And I'm,
Now, we just wasted 2-3 months of
right,
time for nothing, because he won't qualify with that, so I'm trying to like proactively, you know, catch potential issues.
And I know the lenders probably tell you this, your buyers, they say do not buy big ticket items, right? Do not buy, you know, because that will, yes, yes.
Okay, so. let's
So
get into
now-
the seller.
So now we're on the seller, we're at the net sheet. It shows that the largest portion here is our balance, the loan balance, then the prorated taxes, closing costs, and net at close.
Only 276.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna net after their mortgage and all the other fees. So then,
Oh,
yes,
I apologize. What if this seller's been there for 40, 30 years? They bought it for 20,000 at the time. They're gonna make like 900,000.
so let's just say their loan balance is 10,000. Let's say the loan balance is only 10,000. So now, that's what they're gonna net, if it's 10,000, okay, that they owe.
Then they gotta call their tax guy to figure out what they're gonna do with it.
That's right. Yes.
They'll get taxed on them.
Let's go to Bahamas.
And then, just as I showed you with the buyer, you can also do the detailed closing costs here as well. You have your escrow title fees, your other fees here.
The first thing you're gonna come is your commission. I want
Your
to know.
commission. So remember, we have it at 6%, because that's what you want to get paid, right?
Can I figure out how much, taxes take out if you're in the profit zone?
If you're what?
You don't wanna do that.
No,
Just refer them to your to their CPA or someone qualified and.
exactly.
Don't ever discuss taxes.
No.
I agree with you, because we get a lot of phone calls, and I told her, you know, you just tell them, I'm not in the business to
Right,
get
nope.
taxed, you need to contact
you
your
see-
tax.
CPA.
Your CPA.
Can we give
Because-
them a rough?
No, no, nothing.
Even if you think that no one is paying you,
Right, right.
you
Because
can get sued.
I tell Nicole, do you wanna lose your house over this?
No, no,
No,
Legal advice
that's right,
and financial advice.
that's right.
Just don't go there.
Yeah, they asked me 3 times, so I just.
No.
I'm not qualified to answer that question. If you don't have someone, then you take it. Then you refer someone to you.
Right.
I hate to give you information that. Here it is. We have the justice.
Okay.
sharing that same sale.
I'm just responding.
Ruben, just give a CPA phone number and then contact them and let them know it's gonna be a fee or it's involved.
They have,
Nobody work for free.
they have a CPA or a tax preparer, one or the other. They have. The town
Yeah.
contractor is your CPA, so you can get an accurate and qualified answer.
So the questions here, they're asking about taxes and capital gains, if you should be giving that information, and we're saying, no, you need to refer them to their CPA. Don't give them any advice when it comes to taxes.
Let them know that they can be sued for wrongful information.
You could be sued for wrongful information, so please refer them to their CPA, okay? And there goes your commission. That's what Ruben is sharing. And nobody wants to be sued. You don't want to lose your house. So it's very important that you give them the guidance and direct them to the proper professional. So just like our seller, or excuse me, our buyer, you can also rotate this as well. And it will show you how much they would net based on the sales price, if it goes up, if it goes down.
Yeah, but when we mail something like that to them, I imagine they're gonna be a huge word that says estimate, huh?
It says estimate, yes.
Fine.
And it has the fine print at the bottom as well.
Okay, can you text me that one?
This one of this? Yes. Actually, it will only allow me to email from here. Okay, so here's what the net looks like. We'll click on email. What's your email?
Ruben Perez.
Gmail, CBGR.
It's only Ruben Perez in the United States. So don't worry about it.
Coldwell Banker? Is that at coldwellbanker.com?
Yeah.
No, do that.
Sorry,
Oh.
oops. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you email. You'll have all of that verbiage in there, and then there's gonna be an attachment.
Is that, that email also copy yourself, like you get a copy of it? Or no?
No, but I have a dashboard so I can see what you guys are pulling off. I can spy on the back end,
Oh,
but I don't. So I can actually see what you've pulled off, if,
Very nice.
you know.
oh, you got it, yeah.
That's how quickly you can share that information with your sellers. And again, you can download this, as Ruben was saying, and upload it into your Moxie and incorporate this in your listing presentation for your sellers. Yes,
Now, this is
Ruben,
still the free version.
this is still the free version.
Now, can it be branded to the agent with the picture and everything?
Yeah.
Not with the free version.
Okay, there we
So
go.
the branding falls under the premium. So I suggest you take it for a test drive it for a little bit, use it, and if you like the features that are in here, and now I'm gonna jump into the premium and then I'll go back, unless you want me to go to the calculators first. Okay, I'll just show you really quick calculators.
Mhm.
This is still free. So all three of these, buyer, seller, calculator, all free, okay? You hear a lot of the 2-1 buy down, right? There's a calculator in here that allows you to calculate that buy down. So you can click on that buy down calculator. You can enter the list price. You can select the buy down type. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, there's a little I here. And if you click on that, it gives you an explanation of the options for the 2-1 buy down and how it can help your buyer. Okay, so let's say I'm going to leave everything as it is. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to leave the seller contribution. I'm going to say that the seller's paying it. And then let's say their loan balance was $10,000 for the seller. Click on compute. And here it gives what the traditional, yes,
Before you go to, and the seller's contribution, let's pretend for a minute that the buyer say, I want you to give me 3% for some repairs, let's say, can you put it in there? Can
you,
Just add it?
you
to
can,
That?
you can add it. So that seller contribution, you can calculate whatever the
On the
3% is and then
Okay.
add it in. Also, thank you for stopping me. Under assumptions here, so maybe they're going to do an assumption.
Ah.
You can add that in as
Okay.
well. Okay, but for our demonstration, I did not add the assumption. So you'll see here on the left side, this is the traditional 1 to 30 year. On the right side, it shows the 2-1 buy down and how it benefits the buyer. Yes,
What about termites?
termite. So
Where would you put it?
Miscellaneous?
you could add that in. No, it doesn't allow you to add
Yeah,
that
what's
unless not on this one. Not on this
Oh,
one.
the buy down, because you're using the buy down.
Yeah, this is the buy down. But if you're gonna add that in,
Maybe on estimates?
you could probably add it into the seller contribution,
No, because
That's
the
a-
bank will not allow.
a
more than
certain
3%.
amount.
Yeah,
So,
so it's a way
Sure.
to do it, but we have to find out how to do it.
and I'll
I
find
think it's
out.
in the miscellaneous, so where's the miscellaneous?
So all we have is the
When
list
the closing
price.
cost, you ask, when you do the list of the closing cost, you can add it over there. Yes.
It doesn't give that option. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
just the price, the buy down, the
Mhm.
down payment, the interest rate, and the seller contribution. So it doesn't allow you to add those other,
Okay.
that might be separate. And again, you can click on the seller net sheet. And here it creates this information
Where it
again for
says
the
all
seller.
All the fees, then you can.
Has all the fees. Has all those fees there.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's, again, part of the free, and then here's the buyer estimates. So it has all their breakdown of fees. And again, you can email this, print it, share it on your social media, or if you're on your phone, text it. So again, these three are free. Estimates. So let's say I'm working on an estimate here and I want to save it for later. You could go in and do your calculations. You're going to meet with a buyer or a seller maybe later today. You could go in and create the estimates and then click here to save estimate. You can create a folder, you can type in who it's for, and then save. So it then will save over here in your estimates, and you can quickly go in and pull that up. Here's my 2-1 buy down. I can pull that up and print it off. Now, premium. This is where you have to pay for the app. And again, it's 99 cents a month or $12 a year. So if you're using an iPhone or a Droid, it will automatically deduct from your account, whatever credit card you have on file. And the benefits of having the premium is allowing you the ability to customize it with your photo, with your logo, all of your information. And they also have a monthly marketing package, or MMP, that they will push out, and they send this to you via email. So for those of you that are using social media and you're looking for content to push out, they have 4 pieces already set up and selected for you to go in and choose from. So let's say I wanted this buy down versus a reduction. I could click here on share now, and it's going to go and open this infographic. I think. I don't know why it's taking so long.
You're not paying.
There we go. I'm not paying for it, right? So it gives you 2 different options here. So here's a lower offer. This is versus a rate buy down, and it will open magically. It's calculating, pulling up the info. So it allows you to enter a list price. So we'll use, let's just use $980. Okay, and then the reduced price, let's say it's $965, and then the interest rate. We'll click here on compute. So here's the flyer that you can then push out to your social media. Here are the captions and the hashtags. And if you're using your phone, you can quickly click on copy caption. You save the photo to your phone, and then you can post it to your social media. Or you can click here to share, and you can share to your Facebook, your TikTok, LinkedIn, and then you'll just have to share to Instagram if you're using Instagram. So that is one of the options under premium. And then if you're going to be sitting an open house or hosting an open house, they have filters in here. So you could come in and create a filter, an open house, and then post that to your social media. So I'm clicking on premium just so you can see all the options. They do have videos in here. They have swipeable infographics. Do you guys know what that means by swipeable? So if you're posting to Instagram or Facebook, swipeable has multiple images. It's called the carousel. That's what they call it, because there's several images. So swiping, you're basically scrolling through, let's say there's 4 images, and it keeps the individual that's looking at your feed or your page engaged on your feed longer. Okay, and then it plays with the algorithms.
Does it have action buttons?
It does not have action buttons, no. But when you're posting this to your
So you can edit it and put your own action buttons on it?
within your social media,
Yes.
yes. Because these are just the infographics and templates that you can use. And then again, there's filters here, and you can click on see all, it'll show all of those. And then there's videos here that you could actually share to your social media. You can also email it. And hashtags and captions are here for you as well.
But they're not branded, right?
No. Oh, wait, I'm
No,
sorry.
the
Yes,
thing-
they are branded.
video.
Yes, they are. So at the very end,
So at
it
the
will,
end,
at the end of this video, it will be branded with your information, so you'll see. My apologies. So yes, because it's pulling your information from your app with your photo, your logo, all your information that you have input into your app, it will pull that in. So we'll see that at the very end here.
And the content is updated for real time, like, news and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So here's the branding.
And we create the branding or you create it?
No, so when you create your account here
It'll ask for all your.
and you go to profile, under profile, it's running a little slow.
And this could
I
be-
see two
I see-
chats. I'll get to your questions in just a moment. So you can add your photo, you can add your logo, you can put your office information here, your real estate license, and if you have a website, and then you save.
You two ladies over there, it shows like you are twins or something like that. right?
We are
Yeah,
twins.
yeah, thanks.
And this is both desktop and mobile?
Desktop and mobile, yes. So if you create it on your desktop and you save, let's say a seller net sheet or a buyer estimated cost, it will also show up on your phone under the saved. So they,
Your content is always, being, rotated as well?
How often you guys update the website, whether the app?
so they update this actually quite frequently. Every month they push out that MMP and you'll see across the top here, this is, moving information. So you have December in here. It'll keep all of that information in there. So whatever's the most current will show typically first. But once you have your account created, you'll receive an email. And it's usually the first Monday of the month with that monthly marketing package. They'll email that to you and say, here's the monthly marketing package. Here are the 4 pieces that you can use, and you can push them out all at, 1 week or stagger them. So this is just, some content that you can use to push out to your social media if you're looking for information to get more exposure.
Is that linked and sent out directly through that app, or do you have to download and send it through your own account?
So you can do it through the app or the desktop. The way that I do it is I usually just download
You-
to my images, my camera roll, and then I upload it to all of my platforms.
The reason why I asked is if you do it through the Fidelity Agent One app, is there, scheduling for your?
Not in this, but you can schedule through your own social media.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a way to schedule your social media content, everybody's aware that you can do that. You can either do it through Instagram, Facebook. Now LinkedIn allows you to schedule. I'm not sure about Twitter. I'm on there, but not my favorite. Instagram's my favorite. And LinkedIn, but there are outside resources that you can use if you choose, and that will allow you to post to multiple platforms. So
Linktree?
no, Linktree allows you to direct people to different links within your, like maybe your website. So I have Linktree on ours. So if you go look up our handle, it's at the Nicole Menard, and that's my Instagram. You'll see the Linktree there, and it'll link you to our website. It'll link you to reviews, so you can write us a review. We'd love your review. It links you to the app here, buyer seller hand guide. So that Linktree is free. And if you guys are not familiar with that and you need help, let me know, because you can create those links and then direct your clients to all of these links that you've set up. The other is Hootsuite. So Hootsuite allows you to, Hootsuite, allows you to create your content calendar, or even Canva. For those of you that might be using Canva. I don't know if you're aware that you can schedule through that as well. So that wraps up our class here on the Fidelity Agent One app. Any other questions? What do you guys think about the app? Do you think this will help you in your business and be more successful in the field?
The 99 cents.
Well, you don't have to pay for the 99 cents. You can do the free,
That's not even a cup of coffee.
right? So thank you. And let's see. So this information can be, yes, I'm gonna stop recording and then I will answer. Let's see.
Just to make Alex feel